Are you guys drowning in Cocoa Daisy supplies? I mean, I get it. Embellishments, the beautiful papers, the rub-ons, the stickers, the washi. I could go on and on, but it's tough to tame that beautiful collection every single month. This video is going to be packed with different types of storage solution so we can tame that Cocoa Daisy collection and let your creativity flow. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kim and I am all things Cocoa Daisy lover, just like you guys, but it is very overwhelming to have so many supplies every month. We do our best to use what we have with the kits, but there's always some leftover. For years, I've been coming up with a solution that I think might fit for you. Today, we're going to be talking about organization, using what we have, accessibility of actually using our supplies so we can save time and money in the long run. So let's go ahead and dive into my personal favorite storage solution. So for the current month that I'm working in, so I'm done with June and I'm ready to work on July, I put everything in a box top, take everything out of its packaging and put it in an accessible location. I think that's important to have our planning supplies ready to go. Once a month is done, I take all remaining supplies and even some of the projects that I've worked on and I put them in a plastic sleeve. That plastic sleeve does come complimentary with the scrapbooking kit, the planner kit, and the deluxe journaling kit. They also sell them from time to time on the Cocoa Daisy website. That'll be for a different video so I can show you how to navigate the website. And I know there are so many different ways to categorize and organize our planner supplies. I understand. And some people like to keep all the kits together for use with different projects all together. Now, I'm in a different situation. I love to journal. I love to use some of the supplies that I have left over just randomly in journals. So for me, it makes sense to divide each individual item type into different categories. This way, it's easy for me to find a particular bow in a certain color. Now, you can obviously subcategorize these into different colorways within each category, but I find that that would be just a little bit too tedious for I don't do any other mixing with any other companies. I just have exclusively Cocoa Daisy in all of these packages. Now it's time to sort. Now you certainly can sort every single month. I wait until I have 3 months worth to make it worth my time. And I have dedicated categories that we'll talk about in a minute where I sort and decide if I want to keep project parts or toss. I also take this opportunity to decide if I'm going to keep a sticker sheet. If I have 1 or 2 stickers left, I'll find a home for them and then toss the empty sticker sheet away. Now it's time to do the fun part of putting everything away. I'm going to start with the bows and the paper clips. I put all bows and dangled paper clips in one unit. Then moving on to stamps. While I do have a different stamp storage for other makers, I keep my Cocoa Daisies in that one. Next up is the paper. I don't really have a lot of paper left over normally because I like to use it so much in my projects, but I do keep the acetate and the vellum in a separate container. Now, Cocoa Daisy is always so famously generous with their sticky notes. I usually get 1 or 2 packs per month, and I do need to start separating those out. I do keep different containers with small sticky notes and large ones. And then are the pens. This is a great way for me to go in seasonally. I usually keep notepads and pens on the side of my refrigerator so I can keep grocery lists or the kids can write down things they'd like at the store. So now is a great opportunity for me to seasonally change out those notepads and the pens that I put on the side of the fridge. As you can see, a lot of these are getting to be overflowing just a little bit. And I'm considering next time I have another quarter of sorting to do, I am going to probably subdivide some of these stickers and some of the sticky notes into subcategories. But for now, I'm just going to have all of the small sheets, the regular size sheets, and the PET deco stickers all in one container. Now I've got the alphas and the numbers. I do think at some point I am going to subcategorize them into colorways just because last time I was using them, I kept flipping for a certain color. They are all pretty much the same size except for the extra large numbers that we tend to get from time to time. But other than that, I really need to keep the alphas and numbers together for journaling purposes. The days of the week are pretty self-explanatory. I really do enjoy using those in all of my planners and journals. And then we have the rub-ons. I think I'm going to have to upgrade or subdivide next month. This stack is getting pretty full. I do like to take off the top portion, that's the sticky part of the plastic bag, and make sure that they aren't touching the rub-ons, because I've ruined a couple because of that enclosure. For a lack of a better title, I put this one as Dots and Swooshes. I know what it means. It's the one that has the washi tape strips on the bottom. That's its own container. Sometimes we get one-off items like photo sleeves that I'm going to show you, or the pencil pouches or the pen pouches, along with the flare buttons. I like to put those all in one. I know what I'm looking for. I know where it is, so it works for me. I did notice the goodies bin was overflowing with pouches, so I decided to make its own separate pouch bin. I love this label maker. I'll link it. It's going to be in my Amazon store if you're interested, but it really makes really great labels, and it's super compact, and I can just stick it in my craft room and label each one of these clear plastic Velcro containers whatever I want. And sometimes we get specialty stickers, sometimes, you know, glitter edges or tabs that are stickers, puffy stickers, chipboard stickers, lots of different specialty type items I keep in its own bin. Then I have the traditional full boxes. These are the 1.5-inch boxes that are for traditional planning. I keep those in its own separate container. Next category is called boxes and hydrate. Coco Daisy has changed formatting of certain sticker sheets along the ways over the years that I've been a member of their creative team, and I do put those all together. Basically, it's just the upper boxes that I need the most. I don't know if I've ever used the hydrate sticker. Very rarely, but we do. We get word stickers, appointment to do. They're all together on one sticker sheet, and I like to keep those separate. And sometimes you get those 1 little quarter sheets. Those are fun too. This one is called Hexes and Today. It's basically just describing the stickers. It's the hexagonal stickers on the top, and then the this week or this next week stickers. In this last pack together, I do have the 2 different types of sticker sheets. The reason is because it has the numbers in the middle or the bottom of the sheet, so I like to keep those together. And it also has the checklist boxes or the meal plan boxes that I like to use together. Now, the washi tape I don't store in one of the plastic containers. I do have these units from Michael's that I've purchased quite a while ago. They work perfectly for my Coco Daisy washi, and at some point, I will color code them. Last but certainly not least are the die cuts and the labels. I have this art bin that I've been using for quite some time for my die cuts. Now, I do have separate die cuts from different companies in a separate container, because I love that Coco Daisy has these adhesive back labels and these die cuts, so I keep them separate. Now, I've noticed that when I was just about to go in and sort my labels, they were all over the place in the art bin. So high time I sorted those into subcategories. These are just dollar store little bins that you can buy. I always am a huge proponent of using exactly what you have and trying not to spend any more money on supplies for storing, because we want to spend our money on more supplies for crafting, for sure. And over the years, I've pretty much decided that there are certain main categories that Coco Daisy usually has within each kit. My categories are words and labels, animals, flowers, and then objects. Obviously, you can subcategorize them, but if you've noticed when I'm sorting, they really are those certain categories. And then we have these cute little washi books that we get from time to time. I just store those right there with the weekend banners. And then way at the top by the labels, I do have some sticky backed alphas that I've had in a previous kit before. Well, there you go. That's my storage solutions for you. I do want to encourage you guys to leave a comment down below about which storage solutions you found helpful and what you could bring to the table to my video with your own personal storage solutions. We got to tame that Coco Daisy mess, because you know every single month more beauty comes through that mailbox. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I will see you guys next time on a video. Feel free to like and subscribe. I'd love to have you back here. Take care. Bye.